Hi, guys. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to yet another episode. Today, I'm very excited to host someone that I really admire and look up to, and I do not want to waste so much time. Pamina Swainaina, welcome to my show.
Thank you, Joanne, for having me.
So, to start us off, maybe you can introduce yourself.
Good. So my name is Pamina Swainaina.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the CEO of Corporate Staffing Services. Corporate Staffing Services, we are a HR firm based here in Westlands. We've been in operation for the last 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
We mainly offer executive recruitment services, HR consultancy, and also we do help organizations with learning and development. That is training services.
Mm-hmm.
So happy to join you. You are a household name. And happy to come and have a discussion with you.
Yeah. So what Paminas will not tell you is that his company did my very first CV. So you can imagine the reason why the brand Joan the Career Coach exists.
Where it came from.
It actually started there. So I'm entirely grateful.
Yeah.
So I really love and admire the work that you do. And I thought this conversation is actually a very long time coming. So there are certain questions that I know, like we're going to discuss today, mostly tailored towards just helping job seekers with like some of the challenges they normally encounter.
Sure.
So my very first question, and I know this is something that normally comes up very often. When a candidate applies for a job and they hit the submit button, that CV, is it read by a human being first? Is there an algorithm that scores the CV? And what are the chances that the file even gets open? So I want you to take us through what normally goes on in the back end, because I feel many job seekers normally don't understand.
Yeah, that's a very good question. Like you said, most of the times professionals are in the dark as to what happens now when it comes to recruiters or the HR managers. So my first advice to professionals is that anytime you're asked to fill a form, just know there's an ATS.
Yes.
So if I come, I ask you, what is your name, education, even the years, I asked you to input the details which are in the CV. Most likely you are dealing with a
ATS.
With the ATS.
And what does ATS stand for?
It's automatic.
Applicant
tracking system. Sorry. You caught me off guard. Yeah, so anytime you're asked to do that, please know that you're interacting with an ATS. And so the scoring starts at that point. Yeah. However, and especially since last year with the advent of AI, it's also possible for you to send your CV to an email address, and then on the other end, yes, so the CV comes across ATS because there are systems which are able to glean information from the CV itself. Yeah. So the candidate should not be so much concerned about whether it's an ATS or not. The key important thing is, how have you structured your CV? Because at the end of the day is the question I'll be asking myself as a recruiter or as a HR manager is, does Joanne meet the expectations?
Yeah.
And one of the easiest ways to make sure that your CV goes through is to make sure that the CV aligns with the job
description. Yeah. So just still on the CV, when someone sends you a CV, like to your personal email address, what are like the 2 or 3 things you normally look at? Because we know that many recruiters and hiring managers, they're going to spend only 6 seconds scanning through just to see whether do I want to continue reading on, or like this is a no for me. So for you, what makes a CV stand out?
So before I answer that, employers still use emails.
Yes.
So it's not to say that emails are invalid, that they are not important nowadays. It's possible there's in an organization that there's a HR email, you send your application, and there's a human being reviewing that CV. But the principles apply, whether it's a human being or AI. The question is, what information have you put in your CV? So to answer your 6-second rule is, And I'll talk about Kenya. So, as being big in recruitment, a junior level position, let's say we are looking for an accounts supervisor, you'll get 1,500 CVs to 2,000. Now, if you're using ATS, what will happen? That one will help you at least score the CVs. And you'll be able to remove the salespeople, the procurement, the ones who just applied because they saw an email address. So what you're left with now, I would say, are the top 100 candidates. Now, the reality is, and any HR who comes and tells me they do this, will be lying. There's no one who's going to go through even the 200 CVs. So if you look at number 1, maybe up to number 50 or number 100 if you have the time. And the key thing you'll be looking for is relevance. So I, as a recruiter, I know what I'm looking for. So if it's accountant, let's say ERP experience, I'm looking at QuickBooks, I'm looking at taxation, do they have knowledge in KRA, systems and processes and all that. So the keywords, they need to catch my attention. Yeah.
Okay.
Even before now, we go to achievements, we go to the formatting. First, it's the information being presented. And then, so you do the wrong listing, that's what we start with, and then we go to the final shortlist. So now in the final shortlist, that's where I can be able to spend some time, ask myself, okay, Joanna has done this, I can see she has the skills that I'm looking for, but how is the presentation, how long has she been in this position, so the finer details. Yeah, and then those are the ones which you determine whether you go to the stage of the interview.
All right. Yeah. So I want you to be completely honest with me.
100%.
When you get that CV, you've opened the CV. Do you which section do you initially go to? Just I want you to be completely honest, because I'm trying to get into the mind of the recruiter and hiring manager. Is it the place where this person has worked? Is it the years of experience? Is it the skill set? Is it the core competencies? When you get the CV, your eyes, are they going to the center, to the middle, where is it going?
They'll first scan the work experience. And I'll most likely spend a few more time on the current. The current, then the last 2 positions. Those will be the biggest determinant. Even before I go to the education. Yeah. Those will be the biggest determinant.
All right.
Let's say I'm hiring a HR manager or a procurement manager. So rarely would I want to be promoting someone from a HR officer to a HR manager. So we are looking for someone already experienced.
All right.
So if I look at your CV and they don't have those titles in your current or last 2 positions, then for me, you don't qualify.
All right. Yeah. All right. Still on that.
But for entry level, it's a different discussion.
Yeah.
Entry level, we are talking about people who have less than 5 years of experience. Those ones, education also matters.
Tell me about when there's a long break. So maybe somebody worked in a very good organization, but this was 3 years ago.
Yeah.
What is your initial feeling about such a resume?
I'm happy because things have changed. So in the olden days, remember, I've been at this for the last 16 years. So at the beginning, such candidates would be disadvantaged. So career breaks and long career breaks, for that matter, it used to be considered a red flag.
Yeah.
But nowadays, it's no longer the case. So long as you can as long as you have the skills, I'm willing to meet you. Because remember, the CV is just the first step to you getting a job. So there's the CV, how you're branding yourself, then we come to the interview. So during the interview, I can be able to determine, okay, Joanne, why do you have a 3-year gap? Yeah. But as long as your skills are relevant and the way you're presenting yourself is credible, then I don't see a reason why anyone would discriminate you.
Yeah. The other question, where someone has worked, is that a determining factor, that makes one CV stand out from the other? Like, for example, you get a CV, someone has worked at Safaricom, Mastercard Foundation, someone else has worked in Kamau and Sons.
Yeah.
So where someone has previously worked, is that something that makes a CV stand out for you? Or is that thing just a myth?
For sure, it does matter. So a company represents a lot of different things. Number one, it's structure. Safaricom is not structured as Kamau and Company.
Uh-huh.
Then apart from structures is also the aspect of culture. So if someone is working for a multinational and it's a regional role, they get to interact with Uganda, Tanzania, Rwanda, South Africa, Dubai. It's very different from a small entity that has only a presence in Westlands, not even Kenya.
Yeah.
So you can see, yes. So culture, structure, they matter. Yeah. And they all add up to the experience that someone gets. So it's not a matter of discrimination. So if I'm a regional company, I will go also for a candidate who has regional experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're a startup also, it will be I wouldn't advise for you to go for someone who has that regional experience or has worked with big firms, unless they're really keen to work for a startup, because startups, they come with their own challenges. Yeah.
So we normally tell people to highlight their transferable skills on their CVs. But when someone is looking to pivot, so what they studied in school and their experience is very different from what they're trying to interview for.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you're looking out for in a candidate that is trying to pivot?
I would say it depends. There are some industries which are closely related. So, for example, if you're in airline and you want to go to banking, both sectors or industries, it's all about people. But you'd imagine if you're in the banking field, but you want to go to the medical field, even if you do have that training, it's the experience that counts. So if you've not worked in the medical field, obviously it will be very difficult for you. So I'd say in some industries, yes, you can have the transferable skills, and it will be easy for you to showcase how you can be able to bring value into these other into these other sector. Others, it will really be difficult. I'll give you an example. Let's say you've been an engineer. Your first job, you aren't getting engineering jobs. So you got your first job at a bank, but in customer service, nothing to do with engineering. If you've been there for the last 10 years, you've been in banking operations, now you want to become an engineer, it will be very difficult. Yeah. Yes, you do have the certification, but what about the experience? The experience is in a totally different field. Do you know it's easy for that engineer now to go even work for an airline?
Right.
Why? Because let's say they were in operations, it's people heavy. Airlines are also the same.
Yeah.
So it will be very easy now for them to pivot to airline as opposed to even getting to their first training, which is engineering. Yeah.
And for fresh graduates who do not have any form of experience, like any form of work experience, or their work experience is limited, for you, what are some, like, 3 things that would make a fresh graduate stand out, except experience, that would make this candidate a yes for you?
Communication skills and the level of confidence.
When you talk about communication skills, what are you referring to specifically?
Are you eloquent? Do you seem to know what you want? Are you intentional? Very simple things. Yeah. Because remember, for a fresh graduate, you want someone who, yes, they'll work under instructions, but they're also able to demonstrate initiative. Yeah. They have a go-get attitude, mentality. So you don't want just someone chilled, fearful. No. I mean, you have your other work to do. So even if I'm training you, I need someone who can be able to work the way we say chap. Yeah. Yeah. As opposed to they're just there waiting for instructions. Yeah. So I would say those are the bare minimums.
How about someone who is trying to get into a leadership position, or like trying to get a promotion? So other than the technical skills, what are the other top 2 things that would make you hire someone into a leadership role? The soft skills that stand out for you.
So when it comes to leadership, I would say if you're waiting to be appointed or promoted a leader, utakaa sana. It will be a struggle. So I advise professionals, you have to start acting as a leader. Because that's the only way people will be able to see your potential. So some of the things you can do is start taking initiative. If it's projects here and there, start taking risks, because leadership is all about risk.
Like example?
So, for example, let's say the company is trying something new. Most people will shy away. So be the person who brings out ideas, whether they'll work out or not. So people will start looking at you in a more confident manner. They'll start looking at you as a more of a risk taker. Then also presentation skills matter. So if you're the type of person, Joanne, who goes in a room, you sit in a corner, you are quiet, you're having your own thoughts, you don't contribute into meetings, people you also think you have an empty head. There's nothing positive, there's nothing you have to say. But the people who put themselves out there, in fact, the first rule of leadership to be promoted is you have to be visible.
Yes.
That's the underlying factor. 80% of the decisions. And that is why you find some candidates will wonder, I'm so qualified, I have all the certification, I have these years of experience. But Joanna has just come the other day. I even know her, she doesn't do such a good job, but she's been promoted. But you'll find this individual is visible. The decision makers know their contribution, no matter how small. And that is why now, when an opportunity comes, when we're in the boardroom, rarely, and candidates, professionals need to understand this, rarely is the HR asked to come with files. We see who to promote. That has never happened. I've been in executive boardrooms where we are discussing promotions. What they say is, that brown lady, what's her name? She always says something. Visibility. And that's the time now you start being considered. Obvious, you must have substance. But you see, if you're visible, at least you're a step above your competitors.
All right. Now, back to the CVs. Last year, there was that story of this teacher.
Yes.
Who inflated her
From
salary
180 to 360,000 shillings.
And the courts ruled in the school's favor. And she was terminated. So what would you say, especially now, we are living in times whereby there are so many people who find themselves in positions and they are being underpaid for one reason or the other. Sometimes somebody underquoted. Like there's this joke that normally goes around, like, you went to this company and they asked you, what is your expectation? You said 50. And then when you enter the organization, you realize that is...
The budget was 200,000.
The budget was 250,000, and now you cannot change. So for people who are trying to get a salary increment, what would you say to them? Because we don't find ourselves in a situation like the teacher, like having to lie on your CV. And I think we're going to talk about putting false information on your CV. But what would you say to someone who is trying to get a salary raise, a salary bump?
So number one is we need to understand that integrity is important and it cuts both ways. So the same way we ask for employers to follow the law, to practice integrity, is the same thing. And you find, that ruling is last year, October 2025. So it's very recent. So I would say it's something more or less new, because 70% of the CVs, they contain some form of lies.
We don't call them lies, we call them withholding information.
Is it withholding or adding information? So you'll see titles that don't align with what their last position or salary is big, some of the duties and the responsibilities. And I know it's a catch-22, because like you said, you're working for an SME and the work you do is for like 400,000 shillings, but you get only paid 80,000. And now you're applying to a multinational who you know they'll be able to pay you
that amount,
the market rate or what you deserve. So I understand where professionals are coming from, but we do now have a precedence that if you're caught, you can even lose that job. And HR is empowered to go back. That's the reality. But having said that, when it comes to salary, you need to understand you're not paid according to the market rate. You are paid according to two things. Joanne, what value are you providing? And how good are you able to negotiate? Those are the
unpaid.
only two criteria. There's nothing like a market rate. I know of people who they go for interviews. This position was paying for 250. They're able to negotiate 350,000.
Just it's like the teacher.
Exactly.
She was I don't know how much she was earning, but she was able to negotiate
Precisely.
until 360.
Whatever we think about her.
Yeah, she's a.
Do you know she was earning 180?
Yeah.
She was earning, her last pay was 180.
So
but she was able to double her salary.
Yes. So I was asking myself, what did she tell them?
Yeah. It's all about, are you able to negotiate? And are you able to articulate the value you bring? I've seen instances where someone has gone to an interview and the way they presented themselves, the company has seen this person is actually bringing the value of two people. So they create even for you a new position, and your salary goes up.
Yes.
But if you go there, you are meek, you are quiet, you don't you don't raise concerns.
Yeah.
And you're not able to articulate, trust me, now you'll earn what we consider the market rate.
Right. And then also, you see this teacher, if she hadn't misbehaved,
if she
hadn't have gotten away with it.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she'd have doubled her pay, work for an international school.
Your thoughts on job hopping, because we know that for me the fastest way to raise your salary is to move at least every like 3 to 5 years. For me, if you're in an organization for like 7 years, that's too long. So where is that thin line between being considered a flight risk and you moving, like taking calculated steps to ensure that you are not staying in an organization too long, to ensure that you're in the right range? What's your take on that?
So I remember there's this HR manager I met 2021, just post-COVID. We got her hired by one of our clients. And within 2 years, she was able to change the entire HR department. As in, do a total overhaul of the HR department. And the client was so happy because we are still consulting for this client and recruiting for them. So 1 year later, having done all that, there wasn't much to do. And she started also looking. So it was within 3 years. And I'm happy last year she got a very good job. Yeah. Now, job hopping works if you can be able to demonstrate value. But if you're just moving for the sake of it, then it's not worth it.
Yeah.
I find people moving because of 10,000 shillings, 30,000 shillings, and there's no good reasoning behind it.
Yeah.
But if you can be able to showcase that, yes, this is what I was able to achieve, even within 2 years, and be very candid about it.
Yeah.
I feel there's not much more I can do in this organization, and maybe the organization doesn't offer much, they don't have room to offer much, then there's no harm in moving.
Right. Because I think we are moving from tenure to
performance. It's all about performance nowadays.
Yeah.
No one will fault you. You can even be somewhere for 1 year.
Yeah, but you've already finished everything that you needed to do.
Yeah.
Because then again, there are people who've been in an organization for like 10 years, and in those 10 years,
there's nothing to showcase.
Exactly. Yeah.
Either in terms of the organizational growth or your own growth.
Right.
There are also instances where you can say, you join this organization, you've already decided this is what I want to achieve. Because you also can look at it from your end. This is what I want to achieve. So if the organization cannot be able to offer you more, there's no harm in after 2 years calling it quits.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. So let's talk about AI and writing of CVs and cover letters, because nowadays we are living in times where AI can write for you your CV and your cover letter. Are you able to tell the difference when you get a CV and a cover letter that this one is AI and this one has this has some human effort, and does that could that make you consider a candidate more than another one?
So anyone in this field, HR, can be able to tell.
Right.
You can be able to tell. Why? AI CVs, they don't have a personality. So they are all the same.
Yeah.
So if let's say I'm hiring for a procurement manager, you can tell because if I remove the name, if I withhold the name, I cancel out the name, and I show you the two CVs, it will sound like it's the same person.
Yeah.
So that's a problem with AI. And I'm not saying that you don't use AI. Use AI, but you use AI as an assistant. AI cannot do for you 95% of the job.
Right.
And all you do is input the education and you think you'll go far. No. At the end of the day, especially for senior level position,
Yeah.
still there'll be a human to review that CV. So what I say is use AI, but tailor that CV to fit your personality.
Yeah.
Make it also local.
Yeah.
Especially if you're applying for a local job. Make it local, use local examples. Let someone feel, who is this candidate?
Yeah.
As opposed to just, 5 minutes and you're done and you start sending.
Because I think there are many candidates who don't know that. Like, I think there are many people who don't know that when we see a CV, or like an experienced recruiter and hiring manager would tell, like, this is an AI CV. So lastly, what are some of the major misconceptions in Kenyan job seekers about how hiring normally works? Because of course there's this statement that hakuna kazi Kenya, you must know someone for you to get a job. What are some of these major misconceptions, and what would you tell people who have those thoughts?
There's a statement you made at the beginning that professionals don't understand what happens on this other end, the back end. And I think that's the biggest challenge, even with the senior level professionals, because when you put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter or the HR manager, trust me, you'll be able to do a good job. Number one, professionals need to understand it's damn competitive nowadays.
Yes, it's cutthroat.
It's so
hostile.
cutthroat. Because how do we assess ourselves? Someone you come and say, I have an MBA, I have these years of experience, I've worked in this industry. Why am I not getting a job? You think you are special. I mean, it's like every woman thinks their kids are special.
Bright.
Bright, the most beautiful, handsome, they can do magic. But if you're in an island and you're the only family living there, maybe they are.
Yeah.
But if you put them out now in a population of 50 million others, they're really not so special. So it's the same with professionals. If you understand that the market is competitive, number one, you'll seek help. You'll put effort. You'll put the time to be able to stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the starting point. And
still on that. Still on that. So what are some of these things? Because we're having this conversation before we started. The people who think their CVs are perfect and they are not. The people who think they interview very well and they don't. So what are some of these things that candidates can do to stand out?
Number one, I would say is start by getting feedback. Even before you pay corporate staffing or Joanne, the career coach. Just start also. You can start with relatives.
Yeah.
Older relatives. Ask them, how is my CV? Would you hire me? What do you think about me?
Yeah, I like that.
That would be the starting point. Because you might think the service providers are out there to make money. Yeah, it's a paid service. We do offer some level of expertise. That's why we charge. Yeah. So start there. Get feedback. Don't be afraid to get feedback. Because the reality is you can't be objective. You see, the people we admire, the politicians, the superstars, behind the scenes, they have advisors.
Yeah.
They have experts.
True.
I remember when during the last year's election where Mother Karua and the former deputy were debating. So there's a video that came out of the deputy president being prepared. For that debate.
Yeah.
So behind the scenes, you might have thought, okay, these are his own ideas. Yeah. So seeking help, for me, I've seen it work in a very big way because then you're able to shorten the learning curve.
Right.
So the minute you come and you sit with a career coach and they tell you, hey, Paminas, yes, you're an MD material, but the way you're positioning yourself, no one can tell that. That 1 hour conversation will change your life. And the few amounts, the amount you'll pay is not equivalent to what you'll be able to get.
Right.
So I think that would be a starting point.
I like that. Feedback.
Feedback. Yeah.
Also, like how you interview, you can just tell a relative, like, let's just pretend you're the hiring manager and
Yeah,
ask me
let's do a
questions.
mock
Yeah, let's
interview.
do a mock interview.
This is the position.
Mm,
Ask, what should you ask me?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
How am I coming out? Do I come out confident? Do I come out as a subject matter expert?
mm, mm,
Simple things.
mm,
Yeah.
mm.
So many people don't seek help.
Right.
They don't seek advice.
Mm.
So, and that is why they are where they are.
Yeah, it becomes their downfall. Which other misconception?
That's the big one.
Mhm.
The other misconception is the issue of networking,
Let's talk about that and connections.
connections. Indeed, people work with people they know, trust.
Mm.
People don't know this, but this is the first time I'm sitting with Joanne.
Oh yeah.
But we've
Yeah.
talked and I've met people related
Yeah.
to you.
Yeah.
So your call, you're not a stranger.
Right. Right.
And that's the only reason.
Mm.
We had never met.
Yeah.
But the fact that we had messaged each other, even if it's twice, I know some of the people close to you. I've worked together with them. So you're not
Yeah.
a. So when you talk about networking, it's not about you knowing the CEO. It's not about you knowing the big people, the directors.
Mm.
It's having people who can represent you.
Who
And
can
positive.
Yes.
They can speak
yes,
on your behalf
yes.
and in a positive way.
Right.
Do you know, for us at corporate staffing, I'll give you an example. The biggest job we've ever gotten, it came from a former employee who started as an intern. They started as an intern, they became an officer, and then they left the organization.
Yeah.
Then 4 years later, I still had their number, they still had my number. I just saw a text. They said, "Hi, Paminas, how are you doing? I would want to introduce you to my boss." My boss is looking for HR services. Yeah.
Wow.
The biggest business I've ever done in my life, it came through an intern.
Oh, wow.
So networking is just get yourself out there, be a decent person.
Yeah, I think the decent person,
yes,
the character and the reputation.
Yeah.
Because if that is lacking, it does not matter how many people you know.
Precisely.
They're never going to mention your name in a room full of opportunities.
It's not the directors. Do you know it's that office when you go? I know of companies who after the interview they'll ask, "How did this person treat you as a receptionist?" I know. So if you came here, you're a big man, and you're feeling all you have, you never know.
Yeah.
So that's how networks are built, because it's who knows you, who knows what you do, your level of competence, and it doesn't matter their level. Opportunities can come from you being in a matatu. That person you met in a wedding.
Yeah. And what would you say about likability? Because you see, this intern, if you did not have a solid relationship, I don't think they would have mentioned your name.
I wouldn't say even we had a relationship. Because they were my staff. They weren't even reporting to me. But I guess what helped was they found me to be a decent boss.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
So do you know, you don't even have to be going to Nyamachoma or coffees with people.
Just be a decent human being.
Just be decent.
Yeah. All right. So any other misconception?
So we complicate networking.
I think so.
We overdo it. We think it's every day you're meeting people who can open doors for you daily. And as long as you can be able to say hi, thank you, can I have your number? As simple as that.
Yeah. Because I think we've made it like it's become this thing that is about quote unquote like booty licking, or like we are doing too much on like the networking because we have had
people have the wrong understanding. They think they think it's asking for favors. They think it's people in very high level positions. No.
Yeah, and then people are doing the most to try and get this network in a way that's not authentic and real, and so it ends up being something that it's not supposed to be.
For example, for me, so when I started the company, one of the advice I was given was, "Oh, you have to join a membership club, break off," which I did. I joined for 3 years. Number one, you find it's wazes. Then they've retired. And no one talks business.
So you never got any business from that?
I just got only one.
In the 3 years?
Yeah, in the 3 years. I enjoyed. I learned golf and all that, but it became very tiring.
Yeah.
Because I realized in the first place, the reason why that segment of the population, the older guys, they like golf. For example, in the next 10 years, I'll retire. So what will I be doing with my time?
Yeah.
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 So the last thing they want to do is discuss business. Yeah.
You're just there to have a good time.
Precisely.
And you are there to try and milk.
Now you're there to get business, not even build relationship.
Get business.
Get business.
Yeah.
That's the farthest thing on their mind.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, but for me, immediately I sense someone is trying to do that.
Precisely.
It's
you switch off.
Completely.
You disconnect. So
completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you are better off just being authentic. And for me right now, I'm big on offering value, so that's why I'd rather spend 1 hour here discussing something that will help someone watching.
Yeah. The last misconception.
The last one.
Are there jobs? First of all, tell us. Are there really jobs in Kenya, or if you don't know anyone, are you doomed to fail?
Now I will shock you with this. How many recruiters are in Nairobi?
Quite a number.
They're quite a number, isn't it?
Yeah.
Local and international.
Yeah.
Now, majority of the legit recruitment firms and anyone in the public space, you know them, they get paid by the employer. Now, businesses don't spend money if they can avoid. So our whole business model, even corporate staffing, is that we can get you the most qualified candidate, and people pay us because they are struggling.
Yes.
To get.
Yes, the employers pay you because they're struggling to get qualified candidates.
Yes, qualified quality candidates. And yet you have professionals here talking that there are no jobs. Yes, there are actually no jobs for the average candidate.
Right.
But if you're able to stand out, people will be fighting for you.
I like that, yeah.
And that is why people like us exist. Every day employers are coming to us, Paminas, can you help us hire for this position? Because most of the reason is because whatever they've been doing has not worked.
Yeah. And if an employer is willing to spend that much money on recruitment,
precisely, that tells you there's a gap.
Yes.
So candidates on this end, and I too, I was a candidate at one point, is majority of us are not intentional. Majority of us, we don't want to seek help. The fact that you're a chief accountant does not mean you can be able to sell yourself. Today, if you get sick, do you go saying you're Joanne, the career coach?
No.
You could see a specialist.
Yeah.
You can't treat yourself.
Yeah.
And maybe when you're being treated, you can also advise the doctor on how to
write their CV.
To write their CVs, how to position themselves out there. Yeah, so it's the same. Yeah. You and I can speak the same language because we're in the same profession.
Yeah.
But your average accountant, procurement, they don't know how to market themselves.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
That's the disconnect.
That's the gap.
There are jobs out there. Candidates are there.
Yes.
But no one told them.
Yeah.
No one advised them. And that is why, such a podcast is really important. Yeah.
So, parting shots, what would you tell, a job seeker who has been struggling to land a position? As you said, I think the biggest gap is that we have qualified people, we have employers looking for people, but then they're not able to find each other.
Yeah.
So, as a parting shot, what would you tell job seekers in terms of how can they stand out in this very competitive job market?
You've got to be intentional, Joanne. The world of nowadays, you can't just do the bare minimum and expect to shine. Just be intentional in everything you do. So intentional in terms of, number one, acquire the skills. So companies are looking for someone who can be able to offer value.
Yes.
And that also means you being self-aware. What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Where do I need to upgrade? Which course do I need to undertake? Then part of self-awareness is recognizing, this soft skill, I need to learn presentation skills. Yeah. Then, like I said, seek help. Surely, If you've been sending applications and you know you are qualified and it's not
Yeah.
working,
Yeah.
it means there's something wrong surely with your CV.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
You have the skills, you know you can do the job, but it hasn't been working. So that's how seek help.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can start with a trusted friend, come to people like us, talk to Joanne and seek help.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. All right, guys. So there you've had it from a seasoned, I don't know if I should call you a seasoned
You're making
HR.
me sound old.
No, very seasoned. It's coming from the horse's mouth. I think for me, the what you have said that has really hit hard is that job seekers, they need to stand out. And if you're not standing out in terms of your presentation, so if you're not standing out in your CV, you're not standing out when you attend an interview, then chances of you landing the job of your dreams is very, becomes very small. So you really need to try and see how can you stand out in the job market. The other thing I think that you have said is that be very intentional about your networking and become a person of value. So don't use network as something that you're only using to get and get and get, and there's nothing that you're giving, there's nothing that you're putting on the table. So thank you very much, Paminas.
Thank you
And
for having me.
yes, and I know we are going to have other interactions in future.
Anytime, Joanne. Thank you so much for this initiative.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.